All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Real Stocks, where we have the Nasdaq up 1.1% this morning. What is going on? What's up, Nick? Looks like it's going to be a crazy day today. Yesterday ended up pretty good. We had volume. We see actually a difference in the charts here recently, and we've discussed kind of part of this. We mentioned I like this little bull flag that's been going on. Look at the volume the past couple of up days versus the previous down days. Not bad. The volume in the up days has been bigger than the previous down day. In this particular case, 2 days earlier, the volume was heavier, but all good nonetheless. So good stuff today. We'll probably see some elevated volume today. Market's going to open in a couple of minutes. We'll see how this gap up responds. I'm not sure quite on what news it's based off of. Let's check IBD and even CNBC maybe to see what's going on. Futures rally as Facebook advances. IPO aims for 600% gain. And let's see what CNBC says. Probably not a whole lot. Global bond yields are cratering with French bond rates now at 0 and the US 10 back to 2.03. No idea what that means. Global bond yields are cratering, which probably will bring people into the US market. French bond rates at 0? What? That's kind of crazy now that I read that a second time. Oh, Beyond Meat soared 18% today, about an hour ago. It says. Oh, wow. Trades over $200. What happened to Beyond Meat? It doesn't really say what's going on. Just frothy investments. Well, market opens in about 30 seconds, Nick. Let's see what happens. See how good morning, Rob. Let's see what our watch lists do here. So Dow up 0.6%, S&P up 0.6%, Nasdaq up 1.09% according to CNBC. Fang, Cisco, that's loud. Holy crap. Sorry, just turn that down. Snap up 4% today. Woohoo! Finally, something good happened. Let's see if we continue. Let's see if we continue or stall. That's going to be the thing here today. So we're down at 1.8 on my global watch list. We just saw Beyond was up 15%, which it is. Actually, it was up more than that. 4% here. Just call it 0.3% there. We'll see how this goes in the morning. Already sold off. Nasdaq up 0.9% versus 1.1% basically. Snap looks like it's going for it. Let's see if it continues. Snap up, Twilio, Trade Desk, MongoDB up 2%. Now at 1.5. Disney up 0.86. What else? Netflix 1.17. Intuit 0.83. It's still at lows. Roku just bounced to 0.77. I can't find it. So talked about Roku yesterday. And it's selling off a little bit right now. Again, we'll see how the market handles this gap. And so far, Roku's not handling it super great. See if Snap's rolling over. Little sell block there. Very extended volume on the open. Definitely better than yesterday's. We'll see if that sell-off continues or we go higher. Looks like we're going higher on Snap. We're breaking out of this little bull flag. Hopefully, finally we'll get a run out of Snap. It's one of my ones I missed over here, trying to get it on this consolidation. We'll see if that continues. KG. Where's my keys? I don't know where keys are on my keyboard. Twilio. NBEV, MongoDB. Still kind of choppy. Trade Desk. ServiceNow gapping up. Winnebago still looking good. Winnebago has never not looked good this entire time that Ted's brought it to our attention. Netflix looking okay, selling off a little bit this morning. Etsy, Netflix seem to be marching their ways down here. Amarin looks like it is trying to maybe finally put a curve in back to the upside. That could be an interesting play. AMT at all-time highs. That you jump on or you don't right now. Intuit, Intuit in a flat base here. Still looks like it isn't quite ready to rock. Disney gapped up a little bit back towards the highs, although looks like it's selling off at the moment. Market 0.94%. It's doing okay. If it can find its feet, we'll be okay. MongoDB still unsure of itself on this breakout, but it's still broken out. So that's a positive. That's the only thing so far. The action outside of this one day isn't very bullish, even including what it's doing this morning doesn't look very bullish. We've sold off from this area yesterday, and we never did quite recover back to it. So we'll see how this ends up. You got to be a little bit patient with the markets, especially if you enter a position. ServiceNow looks like it's right near breakout territory. We'll see what the volume is like. So far, it appears to be in line with yesterday, which volume was very low. So we'll see how this one works out. This is a pretty big leading stock. It looks like things are getting a little bit better. I got 2% down here. I think it was a little over 1.5 last time, and this is about the same. 0.3 was right here. We're at 0.2. So ServiceNow trying to break out. Atlassian, iRobot still at those lows. Not really coming back yet. Look at the Cascade late afternoon for iRobot right there at the close. Very elevated volumes. So we're over that right now. We'll see if that continues. Volume here is pretty nominal. Netflix, I bought Netflix yesterday and doing okay so far. Looks like it's bouncing off the lows. We'll see what happens to us up here. It doesn't look super excited. Nasdaq almost 1.1% again, so that's good. Fox coming back up with a little bull flag here the past few days, it looks like. There's a nice little bull flag for Fox F if you were kind of waiting for that one to blast off. That one could be on the launching pad here pretty soon. Etsy looking better this morning. Intuit staying bullish, which is good. Not quite ready to go yet. Match.com still at highs. And Disney hasn't quite sold off a lot yet. We'll see if it does. Take-Two. I don't know why this is still on my radar. I guess it hasn't broken down yet, but it also hasn't broken up. Roku took it on the chin. All the way back down, Roku. You son of a bee. That's what we don't want. Although on the daily chart, it doesn't look like much, so no reason to panic. I was just hoping for it to hold up here. Hold up here above this range, above the 104. Maybe we're going to go sideways for a little bit longer here. Where am I on this chart? Roku, okay, and then Pays. Oh, Pays, you son of a. Taking it on the chin again, hitting the trend line. Doesn't look like there's any mercy in sight for traders. And what is it with this trend line? That's not even a good trend line. Who drew that? Should fire that guy. Where's my... There we go. And why are you way up here? Seems not like a non-smart move. There we go. Man, still way the hell out here. What idiot drew that? Man, I hate this software sometimes. Just hate it. What the That's pissing me off. I'm just done fighting with it. 75 mouse clicks for really nothing. No results. Pays this morning, just taking it on the chin. All right. Beyond Meat pulling in a little bit. NASDAQ holding at about 1%. FU IIPR. Seriously. Damn it. Hate when you've been watching a trade, you don't take it, it goes, you don't take it, and then it just goes. I was looking at this yesterday. I had two options laid out. One was up 500% as of yesterday. The other was up 150%. When you sleep on those opportunities, man, those bite you. They just bite you because the losses are going to happen, but those gains don't always come. Winnebago, again, looking really good on this run-up. THO. Let's take a look at MongoDB, 2.75. Okay, it's reversing course going higher here, so that's good. Oh, it's great to watch. It's great to watch. It's just I had a plan to buy this thing, and I sat on my feet. I don't even remember why right now. I should probably do a journal on why I don't take trades. Because for me that would probably be more beneficial than the ones I do take. Everyone's got their demons. Mine is I don't always act exactly when I should. iRobot looking really good this morning. Another one we've been looking at for kind of a low buy. Volume's a little bit low this morning. This one does look pretty good though. I've got 0 cash left too. Damn it. Like seriously. My cash position is $88. I can't do anything with $88. So I may miss out on this iRobot trade, but I still think this could be a pretty decent trade. The iRobot one was Disney doing 1.3%. All right, get Disney going for it. You're going to break the high of the other day? Come on, Disney. Breakout. Flat base breakout. Go. Been doing this a short time, but the ones I haven't done have been better so far. Yeah, that seems to happen to me. This last run, I'm trying to figure out why. I think it has to do something. I don't know yet. It's not clicking. I'm not exactly sure yet why that exactly is. To be honest with you, I don't know for me why that's happening. I just don't know. But, we'll see in 3 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks if this, the market stays in the uptrend. I mean, a rising tide lifts all ships generally, so as long as you don't overtrade and just kind of stick with your positions, then you're good. The pays run over? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Hopefully it'll bottom this morning, but it didn't bottom yesterday. I don't know why it's really cratering. All you have is an analyst call, is what it is. That's why you don't go super heavy into any trade, especially in the stock market. In crypto, I'll go pretty heavy into a single position, but I won't do that in the stock market. I'm spread out because, you try to have big gainers and small losers, and it's really easy to have a big loser if you're super highly leveraged into a single position. I will go heavier in single positions, but generally I stay pretty light. IIPR leading the board again today. Look at that volume, so that could finally be some selling coming into IIPR. Yeah, there's a little bit of selling right there. 124, we had it back down here at 90. That's a huge run in an extremely short period of time. True leading stock, I mean, just good stuff. 34% in like 2 weeks. Damn. Snap doing good though. Snap coming back up 5%, making up for lots of lost ground. Trying to go into new highs. Hopefully it'll maintain up here. That's kind of that's what you want to happen at this stage of the game. Something like what Roku did for Snap, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Let's see what Snap is like. 60.58. All right, so about break even again on Snap, which is good. A little bit in the green. If they can run today, I'll be a little bit more in the green. That would be good. MongoDB up here. NASDAQ, 1.6%, 1.7%. My goodness, guys, that's fantastic. Such a good day for the market. They're hitting that top Bollinger Band. It's going to push it up is what it's going to do. You see like all this air. I'm not mad at it hitting the top Bollinger Band. I want it to hit the top Bollinger Band time and time again. So, yeah, I'm looking at this. We added the Bollinger Bands to the chart a couple weeks ago. Just to maybe give us a little bit more of a roadmap in terms of this, mainly this middle line. I'm not even sure what middle line that is. Is that the 50-day, 20-day? I don't know. But either way, yeah, good stuff there. 1.74%. Again, I put a majority of my account into a TQQQ position, so I get triple the return of the Nasdaq on a daily basis, which is fantastic. And so today, being up 1.75%. Times that times 3, and that's like 3, 4.5, 5+% today on a majority of my account. So I really can't argue too much with that. Good stuff there. INSG Netflix 2.5%. Looks like it's that's KG. There you go. Netflix spiking higher here. Fantastic. Fantastic move for Netflix. I bought that yesterday. Told you guys about that one. I thought that was a pretty nice risk-reward trade sitting down here towards the lows when the market was looking like it was turning bullish yesterday, and that worked out really good. Disney 1.66%. Are you in highs comfortably, at least in terms of, well, kind of comfortably. Barely. barely, but yeah, still up there at highs, which is good. And Snap still holding up here pretty strong. Well, it looks like it sold off a little bit. Market doing really good, 1.71%. Beyond Meat's come down. We mentioned earlier we saw a pretty early sell candle. It looks like that's continued through this part of the day. We'll see if it's been on a very tremendous run, so we'll see if it continues on the run or stalls out. Let's go through the general global watch list here. TNA's 3 times the Russell 2000 here. Looks like it's trying to make a comeback. LVS, TNA, Tesla today. Still don't have any Tesla position. I've been in other things. I kind of regret that a little bit. Wife's got it though. She never added to it. Dumb, I should have made her add to it. Anyway, I think it's probably still in an okay position. You have a little bit stronger resistance coming up here at 260 for Tesla. The market's going bullish. Tesla's going with it. You probably will start to see some short covering if you haven't already. Maybe a lot of this is already short covering, but you'll start to see some coming up here really quick. So Tesla could be a nice trade going forward. Last time it had a big dump, it rallied very hard right there, right back up to the highs. And I have this line like this coming right back up there. So maybe pay attention for pullbacks or something on Tesla, but it's behaving well the past 3-4 days. It's been viable the past 3-4 days, in my opinion. AMD, that trade looks like it's coming back a little bit. Wow, really undercut yesterday. Undercut the buy point yesterday. Coming back. I'd rather buy it back on this come up. Looks like that volume. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's good volume this morning for AMD. So that could bring this trade back to life at even a better place than we were the other day talking about it here. I don't think we talked about it much yesterday. But it looks like from here it could be a good trade going back through the breakout point. This would be a second attempt at this trade if someone got stopped out or we're looking for an initial entry. I like this better on the come up. I like this volume. This looks much better than buying any of these. These were kind of, I just like this better. Stopped out of ESNT while you were out. Yeah, it's been languishing. I would move around. I would just avoid this one. Just don't worry about it. Move on to the next trade. Like I said, AMD looks like a good one. Um, IIPR is already gone, so forget about that one. Snap's doing okay. What else is viable right now? We had ServiceNow. Looks like it's breaking out. Good volume. ServiceNow on a breakout. That's a very leading stock. Good buy ServiceNow instead of ESNT. I wouldn't put money back into that thing. Mongo is questionable for me at this stage. I don't know if I'd put money in. I think you're still kind of above the buy point, the 5% for the breakout. Yeah, you're about 10% for the breakout. So I don't know if I would do that one. I think now could be buyable. Again, pretty good volume here, trying to break out. Anything trying to break out. Winnebago's been pretty good, holding up pretty strong. I mean, what else? Trade Desk trying to get back out. I'm not sure if we've got a 3 weeks tight here. Probably not. And only 2 weeks tight so far. We'll see if we stall out here, but if the Nasdaq's going to run, this thing could run too. So you may not get a 3 weeks tight on that one. Netflix, I think, is maybe kind of in too much in no man's land to try to take a purchase on right now. Is better down here, lower towards the trend line. Now you're towards the top of the trend line. We could find resistance up here. If we break through it, that would be good. But hard to make a call that it's going to break that right now. It's a little bit of ways from it, and it's seen resistance here a few times in the past couple of weeks. Oh, Roku. I kind of lost track of Roku there. I have to ditch that trade. That's if it breaks my trend line. I got to give it to the trend line. That was kind of my play. Okay, so it looks like my thing updated, which is good. My option on Snap is up 122% today, and my gain is negative 3%. Ah, you suck. I must have overpaid or something. I didn't think I was paying that much. I could close out that trade if I want to get some more capital. 1.84% for the NASDAQ. It only says 3.42% for my TQQQ position on the day. That seems disingenuous. Yeah, it's 5.71, so this is lagging behind the market. My quotes, I think, are 15 minutes behind. So this is based on 15 minutes ago. It's now 5.82%, which is a big difference. Just double checking. Sometimes the TQQQs don't perform as well. Hard to know exactly why, but it is a interesting leveraged instrument to trade. Okay, Roku. I'm flat on Roku right now. So I'm okay with that for the time being. No need to panic there. My plan is for it to stay within these lines here. So unless it gets down pretty far, I could take a bath on Roku. We'll see. What'd you do with Pace? Thinking of waiting for a bounce. Would hate to sell low and then have it gain right after. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Rob. I still have a Pace position. I should have cut it already. It's already down a little bit too much more. This is extremely bearish action. It's just, especially with the market just rallying 1.9% right now, and this thing is just stuck in the dumps. Yeah, I mean, it's had a big run. It's just probably a stupid call on my part. It's 1% of my portfolio. It's not the end of the world, but I don't like taking losses like that, just 1% arbitrarily. I don't know. You almost have to say cut it just due to rule standpoints. So, and then let the chips fall where they may. NASDAQ 1.86%. Really rocking high here, guys. This is what we were hoping for out of this nice little tight setup, and we're getting it. So, I don't know. If Pace is really acting like a dog, I guess treat it like one and feed it and give it kisses. You know what I'm saying. Treat it like a dog and just cut it. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. That comes off bad from my PR department. Well, yeah, I mean, you basically just have to cut these. But I agree with you. It could bounce back pretty easily. I mean, really easily. So if you do want to wait for a bounce, that's your prerogative. But rules say you have to cut this. Rules say you should have cut this already. Good morning, Eli. Luckily, I went all into IIPR. and I'm a rich man right now. Do you want to talk about CRWD? No, not really. Why do I want to talk about this one? Are you making money on it? Congratulations. I thought you'd be on me about Beyond. Thought you'd be talking about Beyond today, gapping up like 18%. Thought that would be the thing you would try to rub in my face. No. Not being involved in IIPR is enough rub in the face for me. This thing's just going to continue, man. Look at how bullish this is. What about IIPR? Dude, it's been on a stupid tear. Massive tear. We had it in this nice low and this nice high flag up here. I think this was the one we qualified as a high tide flag. And then my dumbass never bought it. I'm really mad at myself for not buying this thing. So anyway, I'm very upset with myself for not buying that. Snap looks like it's working okay. I guess, man, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like you look at the chart now, you're like, okay, where should you not have bought? Was it that? Was it one of these 3 high volume days? I mean, I could have bought it any of those 3 days and been good, and I just didn't. What's up, Ethan? I think it's a result of working with crypto that eats shit on every run. I hope not. I'll have to keep that in mind, though, that could be a possibility, but I hope not. Anyway, I'm just very upset. I looked at this yesterday before we were up, 7.5% on this one, and I had 2 trades laid out in StockShed. One was up 500%, the other was up 150%. So I'm just pissed at myself on that one. Sometimes, yeah. Anyway, can't make every correct decision. I made like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades. And I got 1 that's down, 3 that are very profitable, and the rest are kind of break even right now. So we'll see how those things play out. But what's up, Ethan? Good morning. Hair looks great. How are you?
Good.
You feel good? Just say hello to everyone.
Hi.
All right. Thank you. I don't know what it is. I'll have to go. I was thinking of yesterday going back to my live streams when I was talking about IIPR, and if was the market holding me back? What was happening? I had plenty of cash. I could have gone fairly heavy. So Eli says hi, Ethan. See?
Hi, Eli.
You got a smile on your face. He's got a big smile on his face. Rob says hi too.
Hi, Rob.
NASDAQ 1.8%. See, I'm looking right there. So this NQ stands for the NASDAQ, and it's up 1.82%. You see it right there? Of course you can. Your eyes are better than mine. So Eli's got a big smile on his face. And so does Ethan. You're short in Roku? You shorted Roku? Oh, I'm gonna kill you, Eli. Well, I'm not gonna kill you, but hope you don't short Roku. That's one of the ones I'm basically flat on right now. Yeah, I'm basically flat on Roku at this moment. I may be down a little more because it's lagging behind, but definitely some high volume. I see your MACD turning lower here. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Not the end of the world. I'm not, like I said, I think my trading plan is it stays within these 2 bars over the next couple of weeks on Roku. I've got it. Oh, July 5th is when I leave for my trip. Oh yeah, FYI guys, I haven't told you guys this. I will be out of town. Actually, not for too long for you guys. It'll be July 5th. I leave, so I may be able to be here on the 5th, but I won't be here Monday or Tuesday of July. I should be able to be here Wednesday, so that should be good. IIPR going back for new highs. I'm just going to delete this from my actionable list. It's no longer actionable. It hasn't been actionable. AMD We mentioned that looking good. Still looking good. Already bounced higher a little bit right here. Our iRobot. There's iRobot. I think it's pretty buyable. I think it's been buyable this morning. We talked about this one already. Unfortunately, I have no cash left, so I can't get involved in this trade. But this does appear to be buyable out of a low area right now. Pretty decent volume. I like the price action. It's got to breach. It's got to breach these levels right here. Otherwise, it's just gonna flounder about. Netflix, Roku, Disney looks like it's stalling out on us a little bit. Only up 1% right there. Not too bad though. INST2 now. iRobot. Lumber Liquidators now coming to the top of our board. Up 6%. Looking in a here's the weekly picture of Lumber Liquidators. 119 down to 10. I don't know if they have a catalyst to get them back around from 10. We'll have to see about that. You want to play Ocean Horn? Yeah, go. Is your teeth brushed? Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it looks really good here. GHGX trying to come into out from lows. Seen a market 1.73%, holding up pretty good. What was that, Las Vegas Sands? LVS with a big volume move this morning. Oh, wow. This could be an interesting little setup. Your MACD looks pretty good right there, Eli, if you're going off the MACD. And Las Vegas Sands looks like it could go for a run. Don't have a lot of resistance until you hit up here about 66%. A little bit higher. That's not too bad of a trade. That puts you well within trends. Nothing crazy right there. So Las Vegas Sands looks pretty good from a technical perspective on a bounce back play. Looking pretty good. Weibo. Micron. Mentioned AMD already. That one's looking pretty good. Who you trying to come back? Skyworks Communications also trying to come back with a higher low here recently. Still well below those highs. That could be maybe a nice little run for that. Your MACD also looking good on that one. I'll just say the market's looking good. Is that? Oh, that's Noah. Apple's up 2%. Oh, let's take a look at Apple. Let's look at the big boys. Bet you Amazon's up big too. That's why the Nasdaq's running. They're going back in these big ones. We saw Netflix earlier is up 2.65%. Yeah, I'm up. Wow, 45% on my Netflix trade. Nice. That's my second biggest position after my TQQQ. Netflix running really good right now. Facebook, what are you up? 1.38. Not bad. Looks like a little selling this morning. Microsoft, which we mentioned a little bit ago, trying to go into all-time highs. We did get the breakout right there. Talked about a potential double bottom, although it's probably is a flat base. It's a flat base, so there's your breakout point on the flat base. There's a breakout day. I would say volume is breakout volume, and there you go for Microsoft is still buyable if you want something big and stable. I would do Microsoft. If you're scared of anything, I would just get into Microsoft. It's going to take a lot to move Facebook, unfortunately. A lot. So, other high Berkshire Hathaway. Let's look at the A stock, 307. Has been in a big range here for the past couple of years. Set to launch off if you can buy a $307,000 per share stock. If not, you can buy BRK.B, which is probably like $300, $200 for BRK.B. If you want to get involved in Berkshire Hathaway. That's very nice of Warren to do that for us. Amazon, that's the other one I wanted to look at. Amazon, 1.65%, looking pretty good here. We talked about trying to break out of a very large cup and handle for Amazon. There's still a huge Amazon trade. That's for... Yeah, so still cup and handle breakout would break out right there at about that, was it 19 something, whatever this high is over here, plus 10 cents. Yeah, Tesla's just been on a tear too, Eli. Yeah. I think you're going to see some short covering step in here. If you haven't already, this may be due to short covering. They may have already covered some of their shorts. I'm sure some people did, but yeah. Wish I would have gotten into some Tesla. I had a Tesla trade that was pretty sweet. They had a lot of sweet trades before the bull run. I got in on some of them, let some of the others go for, like I said, whatever reason. Hopefully I can parlay those into some nice gains. Account's doing good, though. Looks like MJ's having some kind of a day. Looks like it's up today somehow. Up 1%. Pays is getting destroyed, though. Snap looks like it hasn't budged. Just up 6.24%. Yeah, if it can break out of this range, that'd be really good for Snap. What else we got? My Roku. What's Roku doing? Still down there at 1.47. You bouncing back yet, Roku? Got to bounce back. Yeah, Snap's a little weird. I agree. Snap's a little weird. I wasn't happy with it yesterday, but it hasn't broken structure yet. It's actually breaking out of structure in the right direction now. Yesterday it was in danger of breaking structure to the downside, but I withheld the selling pressure. The NASDAQ was looking good, so I kind of let that guide me a little bit into holding my position. It paid off today with a large gap up. This could be one of those gap and go scenarios where a lot of things gap up and don't necessarily come back. I mean, the NASDAQ at 2% is huge. There's going to be a gap on the Qs, just the Qs, that are going to get a lot of retail investors. I mean, look at that bull flag, dude. That's just awesome. That tells your story right there. Bull flag equals goodness. So I don't know how you can argue with that one. Snap up 6% right now. Come on, Snap. Come on, go up 8-10%. It's good for your health. I was actually thinking about Snap yesterday as it was kind of stalling out on us here, and I was comparing this to Twitter. Like, yeah, maybe this thing won't actually go, but it should at least have one. It had one leg. It hopefully gets another leg. I mean, that would be the best case scenario, I think, for Snap. And then just try to find the next trade after that, I guess. Man, Q's looking good. TQ's 5.93%. Love the triple Qs. Just love them. That means I'm up another 1.5%, so that's beautiful. And AMD following through with that bullish action this morning. Still looking buyable. We're still below that trend line. Volume still very good. Look at the volume so far. We're only a half hour into the trading session. We're at 26 million shares. Yesterday we had 70 total on the day. So today should be a very heavy volume day for AMD. Definitely probably a pocket pivot, which is a great day to enter on, and you're getting it early. So if you don't have a position, I think AMD could be really good. This is looking much better than any of these trying to catch the knife on the way down, which I admittedly was looking into. But this looking much better today. Streaming services will take them all, including cable market. You think so? I don't know if they'll. I think, see, if streaming services are 10 or 15 bucks a month, people are going to buy 2 or 3 of them. I mean, and in that case, Roku is a good buy because Roku basically has all the streaming services. Netflix already has elevated market share. Disney's stepping in with massive content. I mean, I don't know who else is really gonna sustain. Isn't Hulu public now? Hulu. I don't know if they're public. I thought they were public. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not sure which other one there is. What does Musk launching satellite internet have to do with streaming services? All of IT is going to have another bubble run. Oh, so you're saying that they could potentially stream to the world? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing with those satellites. I think that's a SpaceX thing, isn't it? That's not even That's not a Tesla thing. That's a SpaceX thing. Yeah, more customers. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Roku. Come on now, give me a bounce. See, this is what pisses me off. I got in both of these, and now they're both the only ones in the freaking red. Like, how? How does that happen? They say it's better to be lucky than good. I'm just not that lucky. That's true. 4 billion people. And Musk is going to rule them all. I will rule the people. IIPR taking it, coming in a little bit. The IIPR had a very large distribution candle first thing this morning, right there. And we did go a little bit higher. Looks like it's coming back in, though. So maybe this run will be tapered. So if you have this, I would take profits. At least some profits. You're up a tremendous amount. 30% on the breakout. Yeah, I'd be taking profits up there. Again, AMD looking just super. I wish I could jump back in on AMD. Yeah, probably, Eli. Probably right. And that's why he's going to get there. The dude is like... Dude, the man is just phenomenal. I'm not sure why I'm not heavy in Tesla right now, but... I don't know. Netflix looking pretty good. Holding nicely up here towards the highs. MongoDB sitting up right there with Netflix, although not looking great in terms of the daily chart. It's just kind of hanging out up here. Could fall back at any time. We are still pretty choppy. I'm not a big fan of chop. There's a very high volume sell candle right there. Not my favorite. Oh, he's not done with any of it, Eli. The dude's in a great situation. He's got top level seats to two of the best companies for the next 50 years. He ain't done with Tesla. And with his management contract on Tesla, he's going to make like, what, 100 or 200 billion dollars if he hits his market cap goals on Tesla. I think he gets frustrated with the media attention, obviously, but anyway. I don't know. I'm not sure if I should cut my Mongo trade here or not. It has been trading very tepidly lately, not really running with the market. Could come back in a couple of weeks, though, without any issues as long as it maintains up here. Just have to hold through some chop. I do have it for a few more months. How's our iRobot trade doing? Pulling back a little bit here right towards those highs. Hasn't quite broken out yet. Good trade yesterday, Eli. Just hold that position if you got in yesterday. I'll just hold that thing. And Pays is just not bouncing. Roku coming back a little bit. I wouldn't call that a bounce yet. But on the daily chart, well within trend. I mean, this looks scary, but don't let that scare you. You know, just look at the daily chart, well within trend. That's what the daily chart's for, is to take the fear out of you. Market up 1.82%. So we pulled back a little bit from the highs of 2%, but a great day on the market so far. Just fantastic. Nice gap up. If you're reading the tea leaves, then you know you would have caught some good gains on that gap. This is an organic gap. This shows you that institutions are buying and bullish. So good stuff here. I want Snap to keep going. Come on, just give me to 100%. I'll cut half my trade, and then we can all part our separate ways, and I'll have some free Snap. Well, iRobot is at lows, so until it breaks that low resistance there, it could just chop around. It's got to break that low resistance again. So buying these dips like these are always hard. This is a harder trade to take than it is something breaking out, you know, like an AMD or I mean, like I said, AMD looks really good today, especially with the volume. The volume's tremendous coming back through the breakout point a second time. So low volume sell-off. We talked about that yesterday and the day before. This volume has been pretty low compared to the run-up. And so that bodes well for a retest and a bounce. We undercut yesterday and then today rallying through on very elevated volume. We had a call on AMD here at about 30. It's at, or 30.18. We're at 30.67. So a little bit of a cushion there if you would have bought earlier. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the Nasdaq is really close to all-time highs. That 78, 79 there is the all-time high. We're at 77. We're really close. So we'll see if we stall out again, or if things will get out of our way and we can just, launch back into all-time highs again, continue with a massive run, and all will be right with the world. We'll see if we can do that. And then if Pays can turn around, I can get my $300 back. Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty small trade, but it still sucks. I never like losing 35% of anything. You gotta be patient with Roku, because I said that was my no-lose trade yesterday. As long as it stays within these trend lines, it's a no-lose trade for me. There's no situation where I lose in this trade. So I'm going to give it the space, give it the room, regardless of whether it looks scary or not. Market doesn't look scary, 1.92%. I'm loving it. Good stuff, man. Just good stuff. Our leaders have completely switched here. Carvana now leading us 7 point whatever percent. 7.24%, bouncing back up. Jake, you got Tesla at 181. Good job, Jake. Don't sell that. Move your stop to break even. It should never get back down there. Ever. That's like me buying Tesla at 150. People say you should have held that. Well, I parlayed that into an account worth much more than what Tesla would have made me, so I'm not too mad at it selling that. Not mad at all. Carvana leading our list here today, coming out of a low area. So this one could get going. It's had a high back over here, probably October like the rest of it. September. So we're going to be coming up here to September pretty soon. So about a 9-10 month long base up here, including the bear market. Carvana could get another launch when we do break out of this level, which would be breaking out at 76.95 technically. If you look at the daily chart, there's not a lot of distribution in this one at all. Big accumulation phase here. And then when we top out, look at our volume. It's very, very minimal on the downside. And then we're coming right back. So Carvana looking very good today. Really the first day it's looked that good. Maybe yesterday you could have got involved. That would have been a pocket pivot, it appears. Yeah, yesterday's a pocket pivot for Carvana. That's a good signal for Carvana. Eli's MACD crossing back through the middle right there, and make that a little bit smaller. So yeah, Carvana looking really good. SNCR, this kind of in low choppy areas. This is that's been on my watch list forever. XON, we talked about lumber liquidators. Not sure why I don't know what the catalyst is for this thing to go from 10 back up to 40 here on the weekly chart. If there's a catalyst for that, that could be a fantastic trade. You just have to do your research on lumber liquidators for that one if you want to do that. But sometimes buying out of lows is painful, very painful. Beyond Meat selling off. AMD still looking pretty good. IIPR continuing a little bit of a sell-off this morning. Even though it's up 4%, that was a gap up. It didn't cost them much to run it up that high. Wynn lower, we just talked about Las Vegas Sands looking pretty good. And Wynn in Las Vegas Sands do tend to move together. You look at the chart on Wynn, it's going to look a lot like Las Vegas Sands if you remember that chart. Cena, TNA. Cena just at lows. I think has never bothered getting back over that trend line, not even once. Weibo. I think Cena's a China stock. That's probably why. Alibaba not looking too bad for a Chinese name. Looks like it's up in a larger consolidation going back to 2017. That could be good when that finally breaks out. I love those big breakouts like Disney's. And then HCC Warrior Coal. Look at how nice and tight that is on the weekly. Hasn't run for us. It has kind of stalled and broken out, but it looks like it's putting in a base on base pattern. This would probably be considered a flat base. Yeah. Yeah, that would be considered a flat base, I think. So this would be a base. This would be another base. So base on base pattern for Warrior Coal. I'm not quite sure what the catalyst is for these coal stocks, but if you want it, there it is. Trend, Noah, GNC, Fang, Protolabs, IQ, ServiceNow. This is one of our stocks. We talk about this breaking out today. Putting in a bull flag on the 5-minute chart. Not bad intraday. Apple, very similar bull flag on the 5-minute chart. That may likely continue if that setup plays out correctly. MEDP looks like this one's been chopping around for a while. Could start to rally here. That's an interesting setup. That's a little more intriguing. FXI, I believe this is China. This is China index. Like the Shanghai index, I think. Netflix looking pretty good right here. Breaking out of that little declining trend line on my daily chart here could be pretty good. It hasn't quite gotten there yet. Like I said, we could stall up here as we get towards that trend line. And we are pausing. It's not quite stalling yet. Volume does look a little bit low. Compared to yesterday's low, compared to the day before, it's not so low. We just have to see what happens. Nope. That was on this one, not that one. Wherever Netflix is, there's Netflix. I see what else could be popping off here. We can go look at some IBD lists. I'm going to go in a little bit here, guys. Man, been an impactful morning. I will say that. I woke up pretty early, got here at like 6 o'clock. And I was like, wow, market's freaking doing great. Let's see what IBD's got on its list here. NSC OLED. I don't have OLED on my lists. Why not, Randy? I don't know, Randy. NSC OLED. You took it on the chin. Oh, but you came back. OLED looking interesting here. Maybe we can add this back up. Look at that major parabolic run it had back in 2017 that just cratered. Lululemon. They got Lululemon up here. I do not have Lululemon. Looks like it's on a tear. So we'll add Lulu. And we'll add, whoops, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to do that. Starbucks is on IBD's radar as well. We already have that one. Another new high today? Oh, no, it's sold off. Sold off yesterday. Had a new high the day before. So we didn't, I usually look at the ones at the highs, not the ones at the lows, so I didn't notice it sold off yesterday. Then HXL is another one that IBD has on their front page today. Just so you guys know, IBD has leaderboard free access. So if you go to investors.com right at the top, they got free access for this week. If you guys want to do that, I did take advantage of that. I don't think I'll subscribe, but it's good to kind of know where's my leaderboard thing. Oh, there we go. Leaderboard. So they're talking about Nail. Leaders near buy point, Nail. I'm not sure if I like that one. Etsy, which I think we have on our actionable list. It's not doing much though. Lululemon. And then that's working today. Melly. Man, sitting right on top of a pole. Paylocity, which is on our list. It doesn't look so good. UPRO. This is 3 times the S&P 500. ServiceNow, which we also have as well. I noticed it was breaking out this morning. Disney, which we have as well. Looks like it is stalling on us. I'm not a big fan of that. I may have to close that position. And they got a bunch of other stuff too, but I don't know. I think our list is better than theirs, to be quite honest with you. Snap's doing good. We've had Snap on our list. We've got IIPR, which has been on our list for a while, which is not on their list. AMD, I think they have AMD. They had AMD there last night. I don't know where it is now. It's not on their list at all today. That's weird. I don't know why. Coming back through the buy point, you think that'd be a no-brainer for these guys. It's going to have a good day today. AMD looks great. Yeah, screw leaderboard. Forget that thing. ServiceNow looks good. Buy everything? Well, buy selective things, Justin. I wouldn't just buy everything. Like, don't buy Pays because it's just going to rip your heart out and stomp on it. Don't buy that thing. I don't know. Maybe buy it. Maybe it'll have a huge bounce back the next 3 days. Go up 28%. I don't know. Profit taking day today? I don't know. Eli bought NVIDIA, Justin. He bought it yesterday. Oh, wow. Good move today. Look at that volume coming into this thing. This thing looks great today. Good job, Eli. Hold on to that. That looks really good. Although it is kind of bouncing out of a early level. I will say this. Of the top companies that we've had run, like the big ones, NVIDIA is included in that category. This is the weakest one of all of them. Can it stage a massive comeback? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't know. It is a beaten down chip. Speaking of chips, what's Intel doing? Intel also pretty beaten down. Double bottom. Looks like it's found some support down there at that 42, 43 level. See here on the weekly, it's tested multiple times down here. So yeah, this probably is a pretty good place to buy Intel and probably NVIDIA as well. So yeah, I don't mind the bottom. I don't mind the bottom by so much. I agree. Facebook crypto coin, I could care less. I don't care at all. My thoughts are negligible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be publicly traded on exchanges. If it's not, then it's of no use to us. So I don't think much about it at all. I'm not even sure what they're trying to do with it. Are they trying to make it like a BAT system where you tip people with it? Is it for exchange? Are they trying to facilitate payments across the globe and try to take, MasterCard, Visa, and MoneyGram out of the book? I don't know what they're trying to do. But if it's not tradable, I really don't care about it. So Roku 1%. They came back a little bit. Let's see if it continues up here. Snap leading our day here. MongoDB holding okay, 2.72%. Hasn't really shown the fervor during the run-up, which is a little weird. Right down today, TZ day. WHD, wow, that thing's taking it on the chin. So you're telling me crypto's going to pump Facebook? Here, let's go do some numbers real quick. Let's go do some numbers. Coin market cap. Where is it at? $284 billion market cap. Let's look at Facebook. $528 billion market cap. So basically all of crypto would have to buy Facebook, and that is not going to happen. To even move this needle, this is such a large needle, it's not even going to register. Any stocks a buy? AMD's a buy right now. I think AMD looks really good right now. This is great. I wish I had some cash. I probably would put some cash into AMD. AMD looks really good right now. There's your breakout point. That line we broke out. We pulled back on lower volume. We're breaking out. Elevated. Look at the volume this morning. It's just huge. That's huge volume. Look at what we did yesterday. Yesterday we did average volume, and here's yesterday on the 5-minute chart. We're dwarfing that volume. You're going to have a pocket pivot day today in AMD. Unless it just craters on us in the second half of the day, it's going to do really well. Plot a longer term investment. My vision usually only goes out to about 20%. That's usually where my vision tends to stop, and I just kind of let price action take it from there. It's what IBD recommends, taking general profits at 20 to 25%. And so I try to take profits, or at least have my targets at about the 20% range. Past that, I mean, the sky's the limit. It's really it's a beautiful chart on the weekly scale. I mean, look at this thing. It reeks of pretty good price action to me. You got 2015, it finally starts to see some interest, and you're seeing elevated volume throughout. That should continue. I mean, you could see $40, $50, $60 AMD in the next couple of years, which is great for most normal investors. I don't think you can argue with that. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good for that. But again, stocks are different from crypto. Crypto, we kind of forecast like that. I'd really try not to do that in stocks, because the thing with crypto is you have limited assets to trade, but in stocks you have like an unlimited number of assets to trade. It's the inverse. So I take profits here very quickly and try to roll them into something else. Versus in crypto, it usually pays better to like hold Bitcoin during a massive bull run or something like that. It's a much different trading environment. It's much more commodity like than it is stock like. Well, AMD hasn't pumped so much, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. AMD hasn't pumped. This isn't high. So let's look. I mean, here, let's go. Well, I can just show you in this chart in terms of pumping so much. Let's talk about that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit, Justin, about Investors Business Daily and the CanSlim methodology. William O'Neill, the founder of CanSlim in the 1950s, wanted to know why the best mutual funds were the best mutual funds. What did they do different from everybody else? And what he found out is that they bought stocks breaking into new highs. That's the underlying thing that he found, is that the best performing mutual funds bought new stocks not at lows, but going into new highs. So you look at AMD here, you can go back, really far, and you can say, okay, what's going on with this chart here? Well, look at that. You break into new highs, you find support at the previous low. You break into new highs, you find support at the previous low. Very typical stair-stepping pattern. Very, very typical. Now, if you want to buy down here at these prior lows, that's okay too. I don't mind that, but you have to have some kind of a prior uptrend if you think in terms of basing structures. Now, what I'm going to talk about now is not kind of classical IBD. You would do this on the daily chart, but this would be your run-up. This would be a first stage base. This would be a run-up. This would be your second stage base. You're looking for another breakout now is what you're looking for, and this is your point of breakout, and we're crossing through that today. So I would argue we're low. I would not argue we're high. We're looking for the breakouts into new highs. You don't want to buy low. You want to buy high. If you want to buy low, find a strategy that works for that. Find a strategy that works for that. I'm not a value guy. I'm not a bottom buying guy. I'm a breakout buying guy. Now we will buy. I wouldn't mind buying this low here. But again, it depends on your time frame. There's a lot of factors that are involved here. I don't have the time to go over it. I do have to go. But I do want to cover this a little bit for you, Justin. You have to have a style when investing, and you have to know what you're going to do. So right now, how many trades are on my list here? Like 120? I think we figured it out one time, and we add to it all the time. This is my global watch list. All right, my actionable list, I try to keep small, and relatively it is small. There's probably 25, 30 stocks here. What's going on here? Okay. But what's your style going to be? You have to make a decision at some point. It doesn't have to be today. I'm not trying to rush you into a style. What we do here is we look for leading stocks. The whole point is the best stocks in the market. The best. I don't want to trade garbage stocks. I don't want to trade stocks that could get me 8 billion % because it's never going to do that. I don't want to trade penny stocks. I want to trade the best stocks in the market that are growing the best, that have the best sales, that have something new and exciting the market wants to get into, that has a good chart pattern that shows you that institutions are buying, and that's the CanSlim methodology. And the CanSlim methodology buys stocks going into highs. Now, within that realm, you have some leeway. But if you use CanSlim as your base of operations, well, speak it out, Jake. I mean, I like to get educated in all kinds of styles. Didn't you mention a long time ago that you do valuations? Didn't I ask you for like how you valued a stock or something like that at one point in time? I think if that's you, Jake, if I'm remembering correctly. But water break. See, if something like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I remember you correctly, Jake, but I talked with an individual, and if you have a different style, I really want to hear your entire style, because I may assimilate bits and pieces of it into mine. Like, I don't mind buying AMD a little bit lower. I don't really mind that. I don't mind buying it, I don't mind buying down here. I don't mind buying at different situations. But for me, the crux of it has to be growing industry, somewhat of a compelling story because the market likes a story. I mean, that's kind of it. It's got to be a leading stock of some kind. It doesn't mean it has to be a Facebook. I mean, IIPR's far from a Facebook. It's a smaller market cap, but it has a great chart. It's in a good industry. The fundamentals are really good on this thing. I mean, that's what I trade. I trade the things that the institutions will want to buy because the institutions move the market. Buy bottom at high volume. See, that's good. We do that in crypto often. We buy bottoms at high volume. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. But for me and for what I do, it just kind of works out a little bit for the breakout style for me. But I'll do that too. I've done that. I did that in what did I do that? A few months ago, I did a couple of trades. And these weren't even my CanSlim trading. These were just general trades that I can't think of the symbol off the top of my head. But it was like within a pattern. What was it? Was it Fortinet? It was Fortinet. I did something similar to that. It was kind of a ballsy trade, but I bought right there. Support at the 50-day moving average, high volume down day, still within the base trend. It was kind of a ballsy play, but I took the trade and it worked out really, really well for me. But again, Fortinet, leading sector, cybersecurity, growth company, all those things have to be there for me. I won't just buy any stock at a low like that, but Fortinet is one that I did do that with. We had a really nice uptrend. I thought we overdid it here. Luckily, I was right. I could have just gotten crushed on this. I maybe even bought the next day. I'll have to look back at my trading. But I bought down here somewhere. I don't know if I would have bought that day, but maybe I bought here on the next day when we didn't continue through the 50-day. But I bought near the 50-day, and it ended up working out pretty well. Or maybe it was even this drop. One of these two drops. I think it was this drop, actually. Yeah, think about there or there. But anyway. See, I think as long as you look for assets that are of very high quality and have, for me, decent chart patterns, then I think you can pick and choose what you'll want to do within that realm, and you'll do okay. Man, Pays it's coming back a little bit, but Roku flat now. Disney flat as well, which is a little disappointing. I may have to cut that trade if it's going to fail breakouts on me. That's a small trade too. I don't want to get too crazy on that. What's Netflix doing? Still doing okay. All right, guys. Well, I got to go. Thanks for joining me today. See you guys tomorrow. I think tomorrow's what, Wednesday? Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. So good stuff today, man. Market is holding really strong up here. A lot of these stocks are doing really good. Snap appears to want to continue its run, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then we'll see where we go from here. So, all right, guys, have a good day. Peace.